Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. Now the show has been over for about a week, and trying to get back to normal, whatever normal may be. And some days better than others, like everything else. But I've mentioned in a few places that I've moved on from the Chromium NBA and NFL cards. And I've had a few people reach out to me and ask me why that is, and thought it might be a good idea for a discussion here on the channel. And I think that's what we'll cover tonight. I do actually have some mail inbound. I was able to reel in a huge PC card, and unfortunately it has to go out west before it comes back east. So I think the eBay is saying expected delivery is the 22nd of August, and as of this recording it's the 5th. So that's one of the downsides to the authenticity program. The card is graded. I'm confident that the slab itself is real, but that's just the way the game goes, I suppose. So, more on that at a future date, but I'm definitely excited to share that. But tonight's topic is Chromium NBA and NFL. Well, I'll just say Chromium, and when I say Chromium, I mean non-baseball. I mean, Topps Chrome, Prism, Optic, Mosaic, what other Chromium brands they've come up with, and it just seems to be that they are more and more being introduced all the time. And with Panini sunsetting, depending on what it is, like wrestling is going back to Topps in January, and talking to people at the show, I don't know them, but I know them type of people, just from going to the show and having great conversations over the years. I'm expecting, obviously none of this is official, but I'm expecting Topps to pretty much tell Panini to F off with their brands. Take your ball and go home, go back to Italy. Panini Panini America and take it back to Italy, or fold or shut it down, or whatever they decide to do with basically Prism, Optic, Mosaic. I don't think, and for a long time I was curious, and I've discussed it here, that what the future of those brands as far as popular with the general public will be. And I don't think my impression is, after the show, I don't think Topps gives a damn. They'll just they'll bring back Topps Chrome. That's Topps Chrome basketball, not NBA, but Topps Chrome basketball with the current Wemby class. It was pre-sale, went up today on the Topps website, and it was, I think, $270 a box and 24 packs. It might have been less pack. I don't know, something crazy. It's something I'm not interested in, and obviously it instantly sold out. Heard it crashed the site. Blah blah blah. Again, not my bag anymore. But I had made this decision before this was emphasized to me at the show last week, but week and a half ago. But I just think there's, I don't know if there's, how do I say this? I don't know if there's no future in it. Obviously there'll be a future in it. I won't be in that future because I've moved on from my Chromium cards of NBA and NFL and NBA cards. I moved on from the Kobe, the LeBron, the Curry. I was able to move all of those very easily. And the vast, the Mahomes stuff, very very liquid. I guess that's what they call it nowadays. Very easy to move. Was able to parlay some of that, into other things like the Jackie and like the. Ironically enough, I know it's a shiny chromium card, but this to me is means more to me down this than those cards. I guess part of it, at least subliminally, is that this is shiny and the rookie cards that I had obtained over the years, the decades actually, but were non-chrome, were non-shiny. We're base. They were not refractors. It might have been different if they were refractors, but at the time refractors were very expensive, even back then, and they're more so now. But again, you can only collect so much stuff. You really have to. It's not that I didn't enjoy them anymore, but watching a lot of JT's vlogs, Triple Crown 24. If you don't know who he is, you're probably not watching this, but he's done a lot of show vlogs this year, and very well. He's I'll say it now how proud of him I am. I mean, I've been friends with him for a long time now, and seen his growth in the hobby as both a collector first and now as a dealer, and now as a vlogger. His show vlogs are incredible. Even if you're not interested in the topic, it's definitely worth a watch. I'd be highly shocked if you didn't learn something every time you watch one of his vlogs. They are that well made. He just got done wrapping up a 5-day recap, 1 day at a time, of the National. So they're all out now, and they're just fantastic to watch. I am in, at least voice-wise, I'm in a couple of them. But this is a non-paid sponsorship there. But watching his over the course of the last, since the spring, I guess. And he deals a lot in football, especially ultra-modern football, which they classify, I think, post-2020 as ultra-modern. Again, it all blends in together, but watching these vlogs at the shows, he's behind the table dealing with the public, dealing with, flippers, dealing with repackers, dealing with the general public. I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of Greek to me. I mean, he's talking, they're having these conversations back and forth, and it's these names I've never heard of, and offensive linemen and other defensive positions, and positions that generally the hobby really doesn't care about, but evidently now they do. And it almost comes off like a game of hot potato. Like, all right, this guy, with the NFL, it's, used to be 1 day a week, but, now it's basically 3 or 4 days a week. But essentially it's 1 game a week per team. And, how's this player doing this week? Like Will Greer, for example. Why anyone would want to own his card is beyond me. But again, you collect what you want. But it's just a matter of just, like I said, it was Greek to me to watch it. It was an eye-opener, like, man, this really gone beyond me. It's it's awesome that I had a Patrick Mahomes PSA 9 Prism rookie. But, there's National Treasures autographs, there's Flawless, there's this and that. Has to have a patch and an autograph and be numbered, and not that there's anything wrong with a Prism rookie. It's fine on its own, but did I really think I had to really sit down and think? Did I really think I was going to miss it? No. I mean, I guess technically I can go get another one. I had a 9, but when it comes to like Kobe Topps Chrome rookie, I had a 10. LeBron Topps Chrome rookie, I had a 10, and the Steph Curry I had was a BGS 9.5 that would have been a 10 if I would have ponied up to cross it over, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, when I crossed the other two over. And I always say on the channel and on social media to sell 10s and buy 9s. And the value replacement of those 10s is just strong. Essentially I was able to trade, the Curry and the LeBron to get this, to get the Topps Black Jeter that I don't have handy, to get the Ohtani 18 Heritage Action, which I don't have handy, and get my fees covered, my CGC submission fees covered. Pretty much, yeah, I think that's right. Doing the math in my head, somewhere around there. Almost a wash, for the Curry and the LeBron, which are 10s. And I've always said on the channel, like the the price point between a 10 and a 9 is fairly silly when you stop and you think about it, but I get it. I mean, I benefited from it on on the back end. Like I bought the Curry and the LeBron and the Kobe. I bought those in 2015 ish, 14, 15, somewhere around there. So I benefited well from them. And so basically I've moved on now from the Chromium stuff. Doesn't mean I won't buy something from time to time. I mean, I am, the least focused collector that I know. Sometimes I wish I was more focused, but I have a good time. I enjoy myself. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what matters. And so basically, yeah, it's all gone, except for some reason, I thinking back on it now, I didn't, a little cramped here, but thinking back on it now, I don't know why, but I didn't move, and it wasn't intentional. The main deal I dealt with, he just wasn't interested. For some reason, he just wasn't interested in this, and I should ask him why. I should send him a message and ask him why, but, for a lot of the football and the basketball, really, and I talked about this a little bit. I should have brought these up for discussion today, but it is what it is. I'll talk about it. These are not cards you really need to see. I had the intention of, we'll use this Brady, for example. I'll sell this Brady, move this Brady, and then move into a Bowman. Not a Bowman. Man, I'm going to say the P word. I hate the paper. So I'll move into a Bowman, which I used to have a PSA 8, but I moved that in the Mantle trade last year. Because I was, I'll keep the chrome. I don't need the paper and the chrome. I don't need the Bowman and the Bowman chrome. I'll just keep the Bowman chrome. Well, that was over a year ago, and my mindset has changed on that. So I still have a Topps Kobe, a Topps LeBron. I have a LeBron BGS 9, and I think the Kobe is actually a BGS 9 as well. I don't have a Topps Curry, but I can go out and get one at any time. It's not something that is difficult to obtain. You just go to eBay and hit the buy it now. Whereas, you don't just go to the eBay and hit the buy it now. You could technically on this, but a little more thought process would go into it for a Pujols, or actually a Jackie as well. I can't reiterate how great that Jackie is. My old phone is never. I watch a lot of content creators with great cameras, and that's. At this point in my life, it's not me. It's never going to be me. A sorry, not sorry type of situation. But use those funds on more cards. But anyway, so for the NBA and the NFL, like Mahomes, I submitted a Donruss. It still has a rookie logo. I showed it off in my reveal video. maybe next time I'll highlight some of those, because I know not everybody watches loud, noisy, CGC on site at their booth reveals, but it was fun. And so I've got that. And I submitted a score as well. Spoiler alert, it came back a CGC pristine gold label. Funny enough, but it is what it is. So that's, that covers Mahomes, score, and Donruss, because there is no tops. Now with tops coming back in the football, that could get interesting. Like I said, I've got this one. I would get the regular Bowman because he doesn't have a tops. And, I have a score, Brady. And so basically, for the football guys, pretty much everyone you wanted. I'll have the non-chromium version. I still do need to get a score Emmett, but that I traded away in the Mantle deal last year. But again, it's just a matter of going to eBay and hitting a buy now. It's a $50 card. It's not anything to worry about. Basketball. Like I said, I've got the tops Kobe, the tops LeBron. Oh, I moved down to all of my Lucas. I did my day zero recap for the show this year. You'll have to, my technology skills are very low. So if you go watch the day zero recap, it's like 6 episodes back, you'll see the cards I traded away for the Jackie. I think it was 28 slabs, something like that, including pretty much all my Lucas. But again, I submitted a Donruss Luka and a hoops. I have a hoops that I kept because those are the basic non-chromium. I always like to say, I'll just get it down to one. Like, I'll just Donruss football, or, tops football. But if there is no tops, then Donruss, because, tops football went away in 2015 and then stuff like that. But it's a tough choice. So I did Donruss and score for football, because score football goes back to 89, and then for basketball, Donruss, I guess, because it has the rated rookie logo, which we all love, and then hoops, because hoops goes back to 89. So, and the one cool thing about hoops is the LeBron rookie in hoops is number 2000. So it's not a costly card, but it's not simple either, because there's 1,000 of them and they're numbered. So that's cool. So that'll keep my interest in, if I really, really like. I guess another thing I really like is the for football and for basketball is the blue ice. I know now blue ice basketball is numbered to 125, and I'm never going to pay up for a Wemby. That's just not in the cards for me. But these are my thoughts. These are the things I think about when I'm thinking about the hobby. And I am thinking about the hobby all the time. From a different angle, I suppose. But again, I just wanted to not necessarily get that out there, but I think it was an interesting story to tell. My mindset on this stuff. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only person that thinks this way, so maybe somebody that's watching can possibly, plan out their own attack, quote unquote attack, on how they want to proceed going forward with their collection to try to add more things that you might not be able to otherwise. And Andrew Nuff Said Cards did a video, I think about a week before the National, talking about, bringing cards to trade for other cards you may want more. And the show, especially the National, show that size is the best way to do it. I mean, you got a lot of options. You've got people paying 75, 80% comps, if that's your thing, and the trading. You can trade your cards for their cards. So there's a lot of avenues to acquire something you may actually want more. So it's been fun. It's been a really fun ride. I wouldn't say I'm totally out of the NBA NFL game. NHL to an extent. I would like to add a Bedard Young Guns eventually, but again, that's a card that there's no rush. It's just a matter of paying for it. Plenty to go around, even in 9 form. But, I really feel, and again, this might be against the tide, which I'm pretty good at overall, but I really feel it, and I get it. Oh, baseball is boring, blah, blah, blah. Baseball sucks, blah, blah, blah. I really feel it that, given the tradition of the sport, the cards, you always hear that people say, oh, well, vintage basketball is underpriced. It's not appreciated. That's going to change. Well, here we are, well past the pandemic and the price boom and everything else. And for the most part, people don't care about vintage basketball. Obviously, Will Chamberlain, Russell, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. Not to mention, there's not a lot of it to collect. So, whereas baseball, if you only stuck to baseball and only collected baseball, you'll never ever be finished, unless you have Nat Turner's wallet. But even then, it would be difficult to say, I have every card I ever wanted. That's something that to put out there, and I get it. Baseball is what it is, right? And I think that when the dust settles on all of this stuff, however long it may be, I think that baseball is going to wind up being king. That's just me, and the moves I've made this year reiterate my decision, by my thought process. I may be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. You never know. You have to have a good time. You have to enjoy yourself. And as the Beatles once famously said, tomorrow never knows.